Hello and welcome along. My name is Eddie and this is my vlog. Today is August the 22nd and look at this lovely field of nice golden hay. I am so happy to see this. We've tried several times so far this year to make hay on the farm, and it looks like the conditioner mowers are the difference, have made the difference. The grass is actually dry, has been dry enough to eventually dry to hay, having given it a couple of teds, and yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. So plan very much today is to get this field rowed up with our Podinger top 1612C here, get this all rowed up, and then we're going to come in here with our Heston bale, get these bales done, and hopefully get them off here as well. We got our bale stacker. We should, with any luck, be able to get them up to the main yard, stacked and then restacked into the shed. So yeah, it's all about getting these done today. To do that, though, first I'm going to have to unfold this down a bit, put our combs in, and get us moving. So let's do that. We'll jump in and we'll do it down, and I'll go put the combs in. There we go. I've placed the last of the combs in, and we can now get this here sorted out. We want to get as close into the edges of this field as we can. So thankfully it will be protected by those bars at the side. But we've got lots of stuff really deep in these corners that I want to try and get out. And try and keep. I mean, right in that corner there, we're never going to get into there. But you can see, if I'm not careful, I ride up and start getting into the hedge. So we want to be a little bit careful. Try and pull it out and ride as close to the hedge without actually sticking it into the hedge as possible. Otherwise, we start pulling all sorts of things out with these combs. But we seem to be good. We seem to be doing all right. I'm hoping this is going to do us a nice amount of hay off here. The windrow seems to be fairly high, so that's good news. And yeah, if we can get a good number of bales off here, help us see ourselves through the winter. We now know what we have to do next spring in order to get hay off our fields. And hopefully that's going to work out the best for us. So we're going to skip around the field, get ourselves some nice hay collected up, and get it baled. So we'll see how we go. We're doing all right at the moment, though. I'm not sure if I can adequately get across how relieved I am that this has worked. The conditions here on this farm have been challenging, to say the least, for haymaking. It is. I've never seen grass so resistant to drying as I have here. And really, it's been a case of getting these extra bits and pieces and trying to work out what's worked. I mean, I've also never had to have a farm where I've had two sets of mowers on it before. You know, we've got the conditioners installed on one, and we've not got them installed on the other. We are having to. The choice I've got is either to cut the clover when it's especially wet, or have a second set of mowers. So yeah, I'm still not 100% sure what would happen if I were to cut the clover. When it is this dry, there's a distinct possibility that it could just instantly come off as hay in the sunshine. So it's yeah, it's a tough one. Two mowers, of course, does double up the cost and the maintenance, but in the end, I think it'll be worth it for what we get out from our cows, especially as the second set are not particularly powerful mowers, so they're not overly expensive ones. And it would allow us, as the farm expands, actually to get grass work done simultaneously if we ever do hire somebody onto the farm. But it's it's just pleased to see that getting those conditioner mowers was not a waste of time. As we come back up here, and you can see these rows actually are pretty nice. There's a good amount of hay in these. I think we're gonna end up with a nice number of bales off here. We'll have to see when we actually get the Hestons on here, but knowing what we have to do to get hay off these fields now is really good, and yeah, I now understand why the previous owners had the mowers they had on here to do this work, because the ones we had just aren't here for creating hay. They're fine for silage. We can do silage with them, but yeah, hay is not something that they're good for. This hay, of course, is the last piece in our jigsaw to make our farm self-sufficient, on the side of the cows at the very least. The hay, the silage, the clover silage, the grass silage, and the and those together, that makes up our feeding for the cows. On top of that, we also need some carrots for the sheep, but that's absolutely fine because we have the contract coming in to harvest those as soon as they're ready. I'm expecting those to be ready in the next couple of weeks. They're looking at the moment. We're getting close with those. Seems like we're getting close with the soybeans as well, so we're going to get those two things come up at us at the same time, which is good. You know, we got plenty of opportunity to get them done before the season's over, and I'm very much thinking about the soybeans at the moment, because we want to get those up before the weather gets too wet as we move into the autumn. And yeah, so it hopefully will mean that we are better off from that point of view, and be able to get those in, because as I said before, I said earlier in the year, the soybeans are an experiment. We're trying to see if those will work on this farm. If they don't, then we'll look at what we can put in for next year. But at the moment, they look to be doing quite well. They've got a good amount on them. They are doing strong, and are nearly ripe. I think we'll be harvesting them next month along with the carrots. After that, it's going to be a case of getting everything ready for next year. We've also already done a little bit of that. We had some, we did some silage, or some manure on a couple of our fields, and those are nicely prepared. Where we're putting the soybeans in, we won't need to, but I think, if I remember my rotation correctly, that's after the carrots, so we shouldn't need, we won't need to put any nitrogen in after the carrots. And this is the thing about the soybeans as well. They place nitrogen into the soil, so essentially they work as both a cash crop and a cover crop together, which is you know, that is just a massive way for us to save money around here, and they sell pretty well as well. I mean, their yield is not as high as the oats or the wheat, but they do sell for more as a result. So yeah, it's kind of a win-win with those if we can get them to work in this environment and on this land. So yeah, we will see how those turn out in the next couple of weeks. We come to the end of the field. I think I've got the angle pretty good on these lines. We're not going to be left with too many fiddly bits or anything down this side of the field. We are going to be coming in as a bit of an angle along the edge here, but that's not too bad. And actually, you do it without. You do it in a way that you wouldn't necessarily consider. So let's just check. Yeah, so we'll lift this up here, and I'll show you what I mean. So where I'm going to come in on this corner is not try and angle it so that we're perpendicular to the row, but instead we're going to start placing in at this point here. So if we come in on the point, and as it widens into the actual field, you can see there you've got what would be a row. You start bringing it in here. You don't catch that way. You don't catch the windrows on the side. There's enough space there. And you still pull it in rather easily for when you're coming in with the baler later to get into this row, rather than having something that's at an awkward angle at the other end, and just makes things that little bit easier. And then you come out at this end here and lift before my headland row, like so. And it works wonderfully. And then we've got this section here, which will be a little bit wibbly, but isn't going to be too fiddly. And that's really what you want to do. You don't want to be making hard turns for the baler to try and follow or anything like that. Are we? No, we're leaving a little bit there. We've got a few patches, I think, on the field where I've not quite got the drop in the right place. But in general, I'm fairly happy with this. And so yeah, it's a case of in and out on the point, basically. So we'll come up here and we'll come down here and we'll take this to the point, and where the point gets to the width of my windrow, that's where we lift up. Can make it a little bit more challenging to turn around, I think, but we should be fine. Yeah, there we go. One thing I do like about this windrower is even with rows as high as we've got here, it doesn't tend to catch them. So we don't tend to throw stuff out the back that we don't want to. There we go, last two rows. And as a result, we don't get funny little piles or breaks in our headland rows that would otherwise cause us issues. Is that's not going to be far enough though. Let's back this out and round back to here. I do kind of think that I might start doing 3 headlands with this tractor on here. It doesn't quite seem to be enough 2 headlands for getting everything turned around, so it would probably help to do that. And I also think we're going to go and wash this tractor on our way back through. So let's turn it off, and I'm just going to hop out and go and pull out my combs and get this sorted. Combs out, and we're just going to fold it up. There we go, and it all locks in place. Really, really good system on this. And yeah, keeps it nice and low as well. You can get this parked in more sheds and things because of how it works. Let's try. I don't want to drive over too many of my rows. I did get one of them wrong. I went a little bit too far here and broke my headland, which is a little bit annoying, but never mind. And so we can get this out. I'm going to bring this over here because this tractor is really dirty, and could do with a quick wash down while I'm thinking about it. And we're not going to be using our windrower for a while either, so we'll just wash any dirt off that. Give that a good wash down. But it's this tractor I'm more worried about. It is covered. I didn't realise it was quite as dirty as it is. So we'll just pop round. Still got half a fueler tank in it, so don't need to refill it here at the moment. But yeah, just give it a quick wash down and make sure that everything's good. There we go. Right, and I'm just going to pull this. Where's my baler? Oh, my baler's up at the other farm. So people have been asking, or somebody asked me in the comments of one of my recent vlogs, would I use the T7 rather than the G190? And yeah, today I think I will. We don't get to use it that much. It's used mainly for our seeding and field work stuff. So we're gonna park this here. We've got it in the shed here. And there are our two big tractors. So yeah, that's got 190 horsepower. That has got 270. I mean, this will be overkill for the baler, but yeah, I want to use the T7 today and get that out. So let's start her up. Don't need the GPS or anything like that on here today. Just want to take it out for a run, really. And we'll head up to the other farm and hook up. Our baler is round the back here, I think, if I remember where I left it last. Yeah, there it is. So we'll go and hook this up and make sure that everything's running as it should, and then we can come back with the G190. We'll come back up here with the G190 and get our bale stacker, and that way actually we use all of our tractors except for our plough tractor today. Which is perfect. And this looks like this could do with a wash as well. We've been using it fairly heavily the last few weeks, and so yeah, no more so than when we were doing the oats. That was a big field to do with this. So yeah, let's go ahead and head back down to the sheep farm, and we're gonna get our hay baled. So back down and in. There we go. Nice open gateway. Not got any animals in here. We'll have to close it behind us though. Bring it in here. And this tractor does not look out of place on this baler. I mean, it looks like it works well with this baler, which is good news. Nice big New Holland B9090 to go with our New Holland tractor. And we'll just get the back bits open, so release that, and yeah, those chains are all done, and then we can turn her on, drop her down, and get baling some hay. I wonder how many bales we're gonna get off here. It'll be interesting to see how much this field has. I really do like using this tractor. This is very comfortable, very spacious, and just such a nice ride and such an easy tractor to use, especially in comparison to some of our older stuff. I think I'm at the point where our 190, our little tractor, is probably redundant on the farm. Might be something that we have to move on. It's got enough power easily to do the ploughing and things we want, but it's not really worth maintaining this tractor and that one when this one actually has nearly 100 horsepower on it. And just really is a better fieldwork tractor for us for that kind of thing. With just me on the farm, it's not like we need both tractors because two people will be working on it at once. It's more just that yeah, it's there, and we got it with the farm. I think overall what we've got here and the size of equipment we've got here, this will supersede it fairly easily next year, or at the end of this year. We do need to do some ploughing later this year. So yeah, I think this is overall gonna be our big fieldwork tractor going forward, which in all fairness is exactly what we bought it for. To make it easier to turn on here, I'm currently doing alternate rows. We've got the turning circle with that windrow, because it has rear steering, means it can turn so much more sharply. Even so, we were having to reverse up a little bit to get the next row. With this, I just can't make it round there. We also have a small problem. That bale that's dropped there is right in the way of the gateway. I don't know how I'm going to deal with that. We might have to get the telehandler down here with a bale spike. And oh no, we've got another entrance actually. We can get in the field. We can get in the field another way and get that bale collected. We can come in through our sheep field. So over there we've got a gateway. We'll come in with the telehandler and just move that, or we might just, well no, I think it's a little bit close to the side to actually get with the bale stacker, so I'll have to come in here with the with the telehandler and get that, but that shouldn't be too difficult. The whole thing though is going well. We have got a really decent number of bales off here. I am so happy with this. I couldn't have asked better. It's well, we could have had 2 other fields of hay had they worked earlier in the year, and basically have a year's worth of hay and made more money that way. Instead it just stayed wet and rotted in the field, but otherwise, yeah, it's been pretty good. Some of these bales have dropped in places on the headlands where it's not making our life very easy. That one there, for example, is going to require some careful maneuvering to get in, but yeah, we can get in it from this side. We just need to bring it round and in. There we go. You know, none of this is ungettable. So even with a bale sitting at the end of the row like that, and it's all just coming together nicely. Yeah, we'll see how many bales we get off here in a little bit. Ultimately, I think we're looking at about 18 to 20 bales off here. We had I did a quick count, and we were up to 12 bales at when we reached the far side of the field, and we've got a few rows to go, so seems reasonable to me that we could have 6 to 8 bales off the middle of this field. This one is a long turn here. Let's get this reversed up and into here. With we've got 4 rows to go. We've got a bit of a tricky row coming up because it's got 2 bales either side of it, which is about the width of the tractor and the baler. So fitting between those is going to be a little bit like threading the eye of a needle, but I don't think it's too bad. It should be up the top end of the field here. Is it our next row possibly even? No, it's not. So we're going to come out at the top of not this row, but our third to last row, and we've got to get between those 2 bales there. That is going to be fun. But otherwise, yeah, this is all good. All right, and we're down. We are down. Good, and through. And just 4 rows left to go. So there we go, all done. I reckon I've got about 20 bales off here now, which is pretty good. We can't get out of that gateway because it's blocked. I'm hoping this one isn't locked. There we go. There we are. So back in, and we'll... Oi, where are you going? Okay, just gonna eat here. They've got a fair amount of grass in here still, these sheep. So they're not short of food at all, thankfully. Close this gate. And stop. There we are. And we'll have to go and get the telehandler and get... I'm gonna go this side of the feeder. And we'll have to go get the telehandler and get some get that bale moved out the way, just to make it easier for us to do stuff and mean that we don't have to go round and get the and have to drive through here with the sheep each time. It is a little bit annoying. There we go. But that is a job well done. We've got most of a bale in the back here. I don't think there's much I can do about that. I'll have to empty that out and just have a pile of hay. But that's our hay rode up and baled. I'm going to head back up to the main farm now, grab my bale stacker and get those collected and transported up to our cows. For now, though, I'm going to leave this vlog here. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this vlog. Please give it a like, drop us a comment and give it a share. And for all the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel, ring that bell, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.